Anyway. Hello, Maria. Привет. You're living in GTA, yeah, right. We will get started with vocabulary in just a few minutes. You know, I always like to wait a little bit until people show up. How's everyone doing? Hola. Hello, Winner Man. It's a little bit late in China. Yeah, I know. I'm starting late. Thursdays are hard for me because I teach lessons until 10:30 a.m. here, and 10:30 a.m. here is 11:30 p.m. in China. So my Thursday morning, I don't really have time to start any earlier unless I started really early, like 5 a.m. So let's see, what was I going to do? I was going to look for the word for assistant. 助手. Yep, okay, good. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me, I'm just answering somebody who's interested in private lessons. Let me just send a message here. All right, so how many people we have? 6? Wow, we're still waiting on people. Come on, people, where are you? Hello, Miss Susu. I'm fine, Winner Man. Hello, Kathy. You just finished work? What is your work, Maria? Your family lives in Ohio. Where are they? Are they in Cleveland or Columbus or where? Okay, sorry, I'm just answering questions. Hello, Ali. Oh, Kettering. That's not far from me at all. No, that's close to me. that's about an hour away from me. That's very close. My family, my mother's family is from very close to Kettering. My mother's family's from Dayton. Kettering is right outside Dayton. So no, that's not far from me at all. That's very close. In America, anything within 2 hours is absolutely close, in my opinion. If it's within 2 hours of me, okay, no, I'll say if it's within 1 hour of me, it's close. If it's within 2 hours of me, it's doable. If it's within 5 hours of me, it's possible, right? Yeah. Your sister's in Dayton? Yeah, so there you go. Yeah, that's an hour away. 45 minutes to an hour. Okay? Hello, Miguel. How are you? You work in a bank. Okay. Interesting. Well, probably not that interesting. No offense, but I can't imagine being a bank worker is that interesting, but maybe I'm wrong. Leo's asking, will society come to talk? Well, I don't know about society, but today I am mostly teaching on this stream. This stream is only going to be about an hour long, and I am going to teach advanced vocabulary. Okay? So on this stream, no, this is not the chance for you to come talk to me. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm here to teach. If you want to learn, pay attention. If you just want to ask questions, go ask someone else, because it's not the time for that right now. You came to my class. This is my class, so you have to do what I want to do. Okay? If I come to your room, you can do what you want. All right? Yeah, this one is a quick session. I probably will have a second stream. No, I will definitely have a second stream later after lunch. Okay, I'm going to have some lunch with my nephew, and then after that, I'll come back and do another stream. And my next stream will be... I'm not sure what my next stream will be. Maybe we'll talk about it. Maybe you guys can give me a suggestion of what you'd like me to do in my next stream. Maybe you want me to dance the Macarena. Anyway. You're wrong, I work from home. Oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't know you could work for a bank from home. You have a lot of difficult and boring jobs. Ouch. Let's see. I want to check something. You know what's funny is the word job, Maria. The word job, they're not 100% sure where that word comes from, but one possibility of where that word comes from is it might be related to a word. They're not sure what language it was, actually. It was Gobe, G-O-B-B-E, or Jobe, which Jobe, it meant a pile or a mass of something. So essentially what that means is a job means like, here's your pile of work, do it. That's what a job is. It's a pile of work. Yeah. Leo, you'll get over it. Yeah. All right, guys. All right, we have enough people here. There's 18, 19, almost 20 people here. All right, we can start working on some advanced vocabulary. I've done 2 of these sessions so far, right? So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to work on the next group of 10 words, okay? So I've already done 20 words in this live stream series. series. That's the word I was looking for. So this is the third in the series, and we're going to start with number 21. Right? So if you want to know, well, what happened to 1 through 20, you can go to my YouTube channel and you can find my last 2 vocabulary live streams, and you can watch them there, right? So if you want to know what happened to 1 through 10 and 11 through 20, then you need to go to my YouTube channel and you can watch the previous streams, okay? All right, so let's go to the next set of words. Here we go. All right, so we're starting today with the word capricious. Capricious. I always love this word. What does capricious mean? It's an adjective. It means given to sudden changes of mood or behavior. That's a very complicated way to describe something very simple. A capricious person is somebody who their mood changes a lot. Okay, they're happy now, then they're sad, then they're angry, then they're happy again, then they're sad again, then they're angry again, then they're tired, then they're happy, then they're angry, then they're hungry, then they're sad, then they're if you change a lot and you change easily, then you are capricious. Okay, capricious. And actually, it's funny because the word has an original meaning of humorous or whimsical. It comes from the Italian word caprizioso. Caprizioso. And yeah, it means you're fickle. Fickle is another good word. You change your mind suddenly, and that's funny. Right? If you see somebody who says, I want the pepperoni. No, I want the mushroom. No, I want the pepperoni. I want the mushroom. I want the chocolate. I want the vanilla. I want the chocolate. I want the vanilla. It's funny. So the word capricious means that you change your mind a lot. But the original meaning is kind of that it's funny that you change your mind a lot. Okay? Fickle. The capricious supervisor would hand out raises one day and fire his entire staff the next, right? So his boss, the boss comes in, and one day they give you a raise and say, wow, you guys are doing so great. And the next day he comes in and fires everybody. That's very capricious. Okay? I think I should start with something simpler. Well, today is, what is the title of today's stream? Did you read the title? The title says Advanced Vocabulary. So yes, today's words are advanced words. Not for everybody. Okay? So now I want you, all of you, the 18 of you who are here, go ahead and try to use the word capricious in a sentence. He was very capricious because he blah, blah, blah. The capricious manager, the capricious boy, the capricious teacher, the capricious boss. Okay? Yeah, these are not for every day, guys. Come on, I usually do stuff for beginners and intermediate, so every once in a while I have to do something advanced, right? So come on, I want to see some sentences. Use the word capricious. Try. I will help you. I don't like my boss because he's capricious. Here we go. Nala says, my capricious friend broke up with his girlfriend just the day before he admitted he adores her. Good, Nala. Just add an S to adore. Adores her. Tom is capricious because he wasn't sure what car to buy, a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. Okay, good. Yeah. I mean, that's quite the choice to have, right? But sure, yeah, if he's always saying like, oh, today I think I'm going to get the Ferrari, and then he shows up there and he says, nah, I think I want the Lamborghini, and then he does that a bunch of times, that's capricious. Okay? Anybody else? Capricious? It's a fun word to say. Come on. Try to use the word capricious. Means moody. Well, it's not exactly the same as moody, Dildozer. Moody, if somebody says he's moody or she's moody, usually, actually, it means they're in a bad mood. There's two meanings. One meaning is they're in a bad mood, or another meaning is, kind of like capricious, but maybe it implies, the word moody implies that you're easily upset, but the word capricious just implies that you go back and forth a lot. Okay? People often find him unreliable due to his capricious nature. Very good, Anushka. I've always been a capricious freak, especially when it comes to shopping for clothes. Okay, good. Yeah, good. My capricious friend expresses love to his girlfriend but hates her in the next hour. Good. Employees are who are at the mercy of a capricious manager. So you need to finish that sentence, Maria, but you could say you either need to continue that sentence or you need to start that sentence with the word the. The employees are at the mercy of a capricious manager. Okay, so you could drop the word who, add the word the to the beginning, and then you're good. Okay? Elizabeth told her boyfriend she loves him for real, but the next day she broke up with him because she wasn't sure she should be with him. That's capricious, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, to go back and forth. You can't decide. You change your moods a lot. You change your mood, you change your feeling, you go back and forth. I think capricious is less about choice and more about mood, right? So it's not so much about I like chocolate, I like vanilla. It's more like today I'm happy, the next day I'm sad. It's a little bit more like that. It could be about choice as well, though. Okay? The capricious weather in the mountains can be very dangerous. Yeah, I think you could say it that way. It's only a little bit strange, Mickey, because capricious it's a human quality. So I think you can use it that way to talk about the weather being capricious, but it implies that the weather has a choice, right? People have a choice. Does the weather have a choice? Right? Okay, let's see. Hello, Kierkegaard from Turkey. Yeah, the employees are at the mercy of a capricious manager. Good. Hello, Mickey. And thank you, Lilia. Can it be substantive? Yes, it can be. Yeah. My boss was happy, but he got mad out of the blue. That's capricious, right? I'm capricious when I choose the restaurant for my dinner with my friends. Yeah, you can use it for choices. I think it's just more often used for moods. Yeah. You're capricious when you don't even know where we're going. Good. Okay, see, that wasn't so hard, right? That wasn't so hard. All right, so let's move on to the next vocabulary word. The next vocabulary word is engender. Engender. It's a verb, and in this case, it actually has nothing to do with the word gender. You might know the word gender, but in this case, this word doesn't have a particular modern relationship to that meaning, right? Engender means to produce, to cause, or to give rise to something, right? So it engenders hostility. It engenders friendliness. It engenders peace. Okay? It brings it about. It causes it. It produces it. Political debates can engender controversy regarding the subjects discussed. Discussing topics as a teacher can engender enlightenment and wisdom and growth. Right? Can capricious be used as a noun? No. I think no. Let me double check. Yes. I'm sorry. The noun form would be capriciousness. N-E-S-S. Capriciousness. He's full of capriciousness. That would be the noun form. Okay. N-E-S-S. Add to the end of it. Okay. His kind words engendered a sense of warmth in her heart. Okay. Engender. Come on. Try to use the word engender. Come on. And I want to look up the etymology of the word engender just to see where we come from. To beget, to procreate. Right, so the word engender, it means to make, to cause. So the word gender actually comes from the Latin word ingenerare, meaning to produce something or to bring forth, to be born, to give birth, right? So if you're engendering something, you're giving birth to something, right? You're creating something, you're causing something, okay? Hello, Miriam. Capriciousness is very overwhelming, sure. The political condition between the USA and Canada engenders instability in this area. Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Practicing gratitude engenders a constant state of satisfaction. Very good. More than that, it's engendering new kinds of change. Very good. Lack of communication can engender misunderstandings between friends. You guys are good today. Wow. Muhammad. Hello, Muhammad. Today we're doing advanced vocabulary, Muhammad. Okay, so we're talking about the word engender, which means to create, to cause, to give rise to produce something. So her opinion engendered a division in the group. Very good, Raul. TikTok refugees engender a... Oh, that one's a little tricky, Lua. Let's see. Let me think of how you could say that better. Yeah, I think you're okay, Lua. But let me think. I think you could keep the sentence just the way you wrote it. But I think I would change engenders to either ed, engendered, or is engendering. Right? I think that I would either make it current, 现在式的还是过去式的. Okay? And I think instead of saying engenders, I think it would be better to say is engendering. Okay, I think that sounds better. They engendered a useless discussion about the minimum salary. Good, but two things. Let's see. I think instead of they, you should say it engendered a useless discussion about the minimum salary. Okay? And then, here's the other thing, Sebastian. I noticed that you said an useless discussion. And I know why you said an useless, because the rule for an is you should use the A-E-I-O-U words should have an in front of them, right? But the rule is a little different than you think, Sebastian. The rule about when to use an instead of a is not about the spelling of the word. The rule is about the pronunciation of the word. So when you say the word useless, useless starts with what letter or what sound? Ya. Ya is not part of the official A-E-I-O-U. That's the sometimes Y, right? So because the word useless starts with a ya sound, and Y is a consonant most of the time, in this case, you don't say an useless, you say a useless. Okay? So just like the word hour is spelled H-O-U-R. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It's spelled with an H, but the pronunciation is hour, not hower. Okay, so if the pronunciation was hower, then we would say a hour. But the pronunciation is hour, which is that's a vowel, so we say an hour. Okay? You're welcome, Sebastian. Okay, let's see. The debate is likely to engender controversy. Good. Yeah, these messages engendered an outburst of enthusiasm. Good. Thank you, Dildozer. Your dedication engenders positive consequences. Yeah. Public service advertising on TV engenders awareness of some social issues like air pollution, deforestation, and so on. So not to engender, Nikki, just engenders. So public service advertising on TV engenders awareness. Okay? Is engender like to evoke? It's related. They're cousins. Yeah, evoke would be a slightly different meaning, but let's see. Let me check something. Let me see how I would say that they're slightly different. Produce, draw forth, elicit, call up. Let me see what this says. Evoke versus engender. Right. So the word evoke and engender are very similar, but evoke is usually talking about a feeling or a memory or a response, right? Engender is talking about causing something to exist or develop, right? So I think the word evoke is usually used for intangible things like feelings usually, like, or a response, a memory, right? And engender is used for tangible things, real things, in most cases. Okay, it's to cause something to exist or develop. Okay, but they are very, very similar. Okay, feelings of distrust were engendered by his lies. Good, good. This film's ending is meant to engender discussion. Very good. Hello, Louise. The book engendered harsh criticism. Good. It's right on your screen, Sala. What's that say right there? Engender. A verb, to produce, to cause, or give rise to something. Sala, it means it causes something. Okay? It engenders something means it causes something. Okay? All right, good. Let's move on to the next word. The next word is homogeneous. Homogeneous. Okay, or homogeneous, depending on how you like to pronounce it. Okay, can be pronounced as homogeneous or homogeneous. I don't care which one you say. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay, I think homogeneous implies the proper what's the right word? Separation of the root words. The pronunciation of homogeneous, it implies the proper separation of the root words homo and gena. Or genus? Genus. That's what it is, yeah. Okay, so anyway, homogeneous, is it like species? No, it's not like species, but there are many words, right? Like Homo erectus, Homo sapien, right? Homo habilis. The word homo is used for many, many, many species of human, right? Various species along the evolutionary chain, right? And so let's look at the word. So the word, what does homo mean? Homo means the same, okay? The same kind, okay? Homo means same, and genos means kind or gender. All right? So homogeneous means of the same kind. Okay? Muhammad, the first 21 words were on the first 2 sessions that I did for advanced vocabulary. If you go to my YouTube channel, you can find them and watch them. Okay? There are 2 other sessions where I do 1 through 10 and 11 through 20. All right? Somebody's asking, what's the difference between critique and criticism? A critique is a criticism. So a critique is a formal way to describe the act of criticizing something formally, right? So if you say, can you give me a critique? You are asking somebody to formally try to criticize what you're doing, right? To give you feedback, right? Criticism is just the general word for any negative feedback that you receive from others. Okay? So criticism is more general, critique is more specific. A critique, general criticism. Okay? All right. We haven't gotten to loquacious yet. Don't worry, I'll get it. So first, homogeneous, of the same or similar kind. There are very few truly homogeneous cultures since social diversity is increasingly widespread. Okay, so there are very few cultures that only have one kind of people anymore, right? That's just the nature of the way things work, right? The group of people was homogeneous. Yes, that means they're all the same kind, right? Do I record them all? Yes, almost all, nearly all, 99.9%, yes. It's on YouTube right now. As a matter of fact, let me check on my YouTube people. Miguel, hello, Miguel. Yes, to generate means to engender. They're related, Miguel. The word engender and generate are related by a similar root word, but I think generate means to make or create. Engender means to cause. Those are slightly different, right? Cause or produce. So make and create are slightly different than cause and produce. Okay? We were having homogeneous ideas, but my skin color caused him to be capricious about selecting me. Okay, yeah. Much appreciate. Both can be negative or positive. Critique and criticism, yes. They can both be positive or negative. Yeah. Yes. We call that constructive criticism. Okay, constructive criticism is positive. It's supportive. Okay? Yeah, constructive criticism. What's the difference in versions of iPhones are homogeneous? Okay, maybe. There are a lot of homogeneous words between Spanish and Arabic. Ooh, now that one doesn't work, Nala. The word you're looking for is not homogeneous in this case because they are not the same, but they are related, right? They're not the same, but they are related. They're very close. So I wouldn't use the word homogeneous to describe the relationship between words, between languages. I think I would say related, or let me think. You could say correlated with. You could also say corresponding right? Meaning there's one word in Spanish that's a corresponding word in Arabic, and they're almost the same, right? So I think that I wouldn't use the word homogeneous in that case, though. Okay. Yeah, the YouTube link is right here. Hello, Mr. Worldwide. You want to congratulate me for what? Well, I appreciate the congratulations, but I hate to burst your bubble. That's not the most followers on Hello Talk. I think there are many people who have more followers than I do. I mean, 74,000 is a lot, but I'm pretty sure that there are at least a few people who have more than 100,000. Yeah. Okay. Correlated, not colorated. Correlated. Okay, correlated. When will I play drums for you? You can see me playing drums on my YouTube channel. There are a bunch of those videos there too. I don't know, Heidi. I'm not really feeling it right now. But yeah, I'll do it again sometime soon. I'll do a music stream maybe sometime soon, okay? We no longer have such a homogenous population. Sure. Sure, the YouTube channel right here. Again. Yeah. Is this a school of rock? Sure. I like rock, and this is a school, so sure. Okay, let's go on to the next word. The next word is loquacious. I do like that word. Loquacious. Loquacious is an adjective that means tending to talk a great deal. Tending to talk a great deal. Okay, somebody wants me to pin it. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Pin. There, it's pinned. There are many firms producing relatively homogeneous goods. Yes, good. Okay. Mohammed, no link will open directly from HelloTalk, right? HelloTalk has a way that if you click a link while you're in a chat here, it's not going to work for anything. You have to copy the link and paste it. If you copy the link and paste it, it should work fine. All right. Or if you can't do that, then just search for the last part. AFIEC English. Search for those last words there, that last part after the at, and you'll find it. Okay? You always used engender like something you carry with you. It could be something you carry with you if you were talking about something like, I try to engender a spirit of gratitude or a spirit of kindness wherever I go. It's like you carry with you and try to cause. You could maybe use it in that way. I think it's a little poetic, maybe not exactly literal, but it works. Okay? Language is an art, remember that. You can say anything you want. Okay? Somebody might not understand it, but you can say it. Okay? Thank you, Miriam. This subject engenders debate like it carries debate with it. Yeah, it causes the debate to be happening, right? Engender means to give birth to. That's what it actually means. So this subject gives birth to what? A debate. It causes change, causes happiness, it causes stability, whatever, right? It causes it, engenders it, it gives birth to it. Okay? All right, so let's go to loquacious. Loquacious means you talk a lot. Teacher Mark is a very loquacious man. Loquacious. You talk a lot. Like the Run DMC song. You talk too much and you never shut up. The loquacious professor was known for his 5-hour lectures. There are times when I do 3 or 4 hours on my live streams. Loquacious. Okay, loquacious. It's a beautiful word. And where does it come from? It comes from the Latin word loquax. Oh, that's cool. Loquaxis. Loquacis. Talkative. From the word loqui, meaning to speak. Interesting. Wow. Let's see. What are this? It's also part of colloquium, colloquy, elocution, eloquence. Ah, so do you guys know the word eloquent? Do you guys know the word eloquent? What does eloquent mean? Anyone? Eloquent? What does eloquent mean? No, it doesn't mean talk too much. Eloquent does not mean talk too much. Loquacious means talks a lot. Yes, Ive has it. Yeah, eloquent means you speak beautifully. But the word eloquent, L-O-Q-U is also in that word, right? So loquacious and eloquent are related. To be eloquent means to be a beautiful speaker. To be loquacious means that you speak a lot. Now, loquacious doesn't always mean a bad thing. Okay? So I saw somebody said, my brother is loquacious, he always rambles on, which makes me really infuriated. So for that word, I think I would use a different term. I think for that word, you could say long-winded, or you could say chatty, or you could say wordy, or you could even say the formal word would be verbose. Okay? Now, let me look at something. Loquacious. He's loquacious. Always. So, yeah, the word loquacious can be used positively or negatively, right? If a professor is loquacious, maybe it's a good thing. He talks a lot and it's good, right? So loquacious could be my loquacious brother makes me mad because he talks too much, or it could be the loquacious professor's my favorite because he talks a lot about great things, okay? But the word eloquent and the word loquacious are related. They both have that L-O-Q-U in there, right? Tactful is more like diplomatic. To have tact means to have strategic, strategy. You're being strategic about what you do. You're considering your options, right? That's different. Yeah. Okay. What about when someone is yapping? You could say yapping too. Yeah. You could say chatty, garrulous. Garrulous is another good one. Long-winded, voluble is another good one. Babbling. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. To be tactful means that you're talking to someone in a way that you're careful about what you say so that you don't want to upset them. Right? So diplomats must be tactful when they speak. Diplomats must be tactful, okay? The father tried to speak to his son tactfully about driving slower, or the son tried to talk to the father tactfully about borrowing his car. Okay, it means that you're careful about what you say because you want to make sure you don't say anything that upsets anyone. So tactful is different than eloquent. Okay, does chatty mean loquacious? Yeah, loquacious and chatty, same thing. Yeah. My aunt used to be a loquacious person in the family meetings. Sure. Okay, yeah. All right, good. Very good. All right, let's move on. We're going on to the next word. After loquacious, we have pragmatic. Number 25. Pragmatic is a good word. Adjective. It's an adjective that means dealing with the problems that exist in a reasonable and logical way instead of depending on theories. Okay? So a pragmatic way of doing things is you're doing things that are reasonable and logical based on what you know, not based on some crazy theory you have. Okay? It's logical. It's reasonable. It's pragmatic. Okay? So a pragmatic approach to legislation can be difficult given the complexities of politics. Okay, how about pragmatic? Who wants to try pragmatic? You tried to search my channel on YouTube, but you found many channels which use my pictures. What? I'm streaming right now because I am streaming right now. Mohammed, every live stream I do on Hello Talk is also on YouTube at the exact same time. So what I'm doing right now is on YouTube right now, live. Okay? I'm not so famous. Not yet. Maybe not ever. Okay, so pragmatic. Who wants to try pragmatic? Come on. Use pragmatic in a sentence. Pragmatic means you're reasonable, you're logical. I'm waiting for you to show me that you pragmatically can, answer the question. Can you reasonably and logically do what I asked? Anyone? Pragmatic? Okay, anyone? He is pragmatic by nature? Good. However, I believe that we must respond by pursuing a pragmatic policy. Ding! Good. Okay, anyone else? Pragmatic? Logical? Reasonable? What happened was more pragmatic and less sinister. Good. Well, I like that. Especially I like the word sinister. Sinister is a funny word. Sinister means kind of like evil. And the word sinister is actually related to the word left-handed. Because a long time ago, they used to believe that if you were left-handed, you were evil. So sinister actually kind of means left-handed. It's kind of funny. Following a pragmatic approach with specific people makes me avoid troubles. You could say following a pragmatic approach with specific people allows me to avoid troubles, I think would be a better word. Allows me. My boss took a more pragmatic approach to management problems. Good. She took a pragmatic approach to solve the issue. Good. A pragmatic conclusion about the project project can't be difficult if there is so much information. Okay, good. Yeah, good. Pragmatic is a good word. You know, his pragmatic attitude helped the team finish the project on time. Good. Yeah. Good. See? Not so hard. Not so hard. Okay, let's move on. The next question. I'm sorry, not next question. Next word. Volatile or volatile. Volatile or volatile. 都可以说. It's an adjective. It means likely to change rapidly and unpredictably. Unpredictably. So when I think of volatile, I always think of chemistry. When I think of volatile, I think of a volatile solution. A volatile solution means like a liquid, right? It's a liquid, and if I put just a little bit of this in there, it's going to blow up. It's going to explode. It's volatile, okay? If I say this situation is volatile, it means it could explode at any minute. Okay, it could explode at any minute. So I love to think about chemistry when I think about the word volatile, because they use that word in chemistry, okay? A volatile solution is one that if maybe you shake it, it explodes, or you add a little bit of water and it explodes, or if it is exposed to oxygen, it'll explode. It's volatile. It's likely to change rapidly and unpredictably. It is possible for a country's political climate to remain volatile for decades. That's true. Okay? A volatile liquid or substance changes easily into a gas, right? Teacher Mark takes a pragmatic approach to lesson planning, ensuring that the activities are both engaging and achievable for all students. I try. Let's see. Quick lime with water is a volatile reaction. You could say quick lime added to water will give you or will result in a volatile reaction. Okay, quick lime with water, or quicklime added to water, will result in a volatile reaction, Mohan. A volatile liquid or substance change, yeah, good. Good. It is really challenging to live with a volatile person, good. The stock market is highly volatile, good. Exchange rates have been highly volatile, good. Excellent, okay? And again, this one can be volatile or volatile. I've heard both. I think they're both fine. It's like the word comfortable and comfortable. I don't care. To be honest with you, I don't care which one is right. And anyone who does needs to find better things to do with their time. There are certain things in life that are, let me teach you guys a good vocabulary word. We're going to do one that's not on the list here. Here's the next vocabulary word. Wait a minute. Minutia. Do you guys know what minutia is? Minutia. What is minutia? Minutia means small things that don't really matter. Okay, they're trivial, they're trifling. Okay, they're insignificant, they're incidental. Okay, they're unimportant. Does it come from minute? Let me double check. I think minutia. Oh, and I even spelled it wrong. Minutia, minutia. I think there's more than one way to spell it, maybe. Small, particular, detail. It comes from the Latin word minutia, meaning smallness. So let's look at the word minute. They are related. The word minutia means small and unimportant, and the word minute means a small period of time. Okay, so they both have a related concept of smallness. Okay, minutia. So what I was trying to say is volatile or volatile. I don't care which one you say. I don't care which one is correct, and no one should, because it is minutia. It is trivial. It is unimportant. It has no bearing on anything. So nobody cares. Nobody sane cares. All right, next word. Next word. Apathy. Apathy. What is apathy? Apathy is a noun, and it means to lack interest or enthusiasm or concern. All right, so if you have a lack of interest, I don't care about that. Enthusiasm, who cares? Or concern, who cares? Yeah, who cares? Okay, political parties try to engage young voters who are more prone to apathy than older citizens. So older citizens tend to care more about politics. Young people sometimes are like, I don't care. They're apathetic. Okay? And this word comes from the Greek word apatheia, which means without feeling. Okay? Apathy. Yeah, absence of emotion. Yeah, without feeling. Right. Okay? Minute. M-I-N-U-T-E is pronounced minute. He has no apathy for others. That would mean he does care about people. Right? If you say he has apathy for others, it means he doesn't care. Doesn't have any feeling one way or the other. Whatever is whatever. Okay? So the word apathy basically means whatever. Whatever. I don't care. Just whatever. Don't bother me. Okay? Sebastian said, I'm apathy about soccer, but I'm Colombian. So you need to change that form from a noun to the adjective form. Or no, the verb form. I'm apathetic. To be apathetic. Sorry, the verb form. Apathetic. Okay? Apathetic is the verb form. I'm apathetic about soccer, but I'm Colombian. Yeah, I'm apathetic about sports in general. He has an apathy to politics. Yeah, he doesn't really care. My friend is apathetic about football, about playing football. My friend is apathetic. Okay? I have an apathy about politics. Okay? Yeah, numbness and feeling. I think that's not a great way to describe it, though. It just means you don't care. You just don't have any feeling one way or the other. It's not interesting to you. You don't have any time to want to think about it. You're apathetic about politics. You're apathetic about sports. You're apathetic about, music or movies. You're apathetic about celebrations. Okay? You don't really care. Okay, his apathy towards the project frustrated his team. Good. He sank into apathy. Well, I like that. Short sentence, but it's a good one. Okay, all right. I have apathy in religion. Okay, or you could say I'm religiously apathetic. You could say that. I'm religiously apathetic. Okay. Many people show apathy toward politics. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, especially these days. But Islam, I will tell you one very important thing. Many people do show an apathy towards politics, especially today. All over the world, many people show apathy about politics. But I would remind you that causing a population to become apathetic is a political strategy. Okay? So there are some people who want you to become apathetic. It benefits them if you don't care. So I will just remind you that. A lot of people say, I don't care about politics, I don't care. But I would just remind you that if you don't care about politics, somebody is happy about that. If you don't care about politics, somebody's happy that you don't care. Okay, and they're going to use that. Just, that's all I'll say about that. Okay, now, let me go back and see. I think there was another question. Apathy is similar with sympathy. So, Sayoma, apathy, empathy, sympathy, pathology, they all share one root word of P-A-T-H, pathos. It means feeling. It's a Greek word that means feeling, okay? So, apathy comes from the Greek word apatheia. So the first part is A, meaning not, right? So there are many words in English that start with the letter A that mean not, like moral and amoral. So if you're a moral person, you know what's good and bad, you know what's right and wrong. If you're amoral, then you don't. You don't know what's good or bad, you don't know what's right or wrong, or you don't care. Okay, so A in the beginning of a word often means not. So in this case, pathy comes from the Greek word pathos, which means to feel. So apathy means not feeling. But sympathy, whoops, let's try that again. Sympathy comes from the letters S-Y-N mean together, right? So apathy means not feeling. Sympathy means together feeling. Means I have sympathy means I can understand what you feel. I share your feeling, okay? People who show apathy to destructive criticism manage to succeed in life. Ooh, that's a good one. A without path feeling, right? Sympathy, together. Ooh, good, Anne. You like etymology too. When will the lessons start again? I don't know. Everything matters. Maybe we pretend to be apathetic. To pretend to be apathetic. Are they antonyms? No, I don't think that they're antonyms either. Because apathy is not the opposite of sympathy. You can't be the opposite of something if you lack something completely, right? So apathy is kind of like neutral. It's like in the middle. Right? So here's how apathy works, right? On one side, you have, I care about it. I care about it. Here, hold on, let me stop sharing for just a second. So on one side, you have, I care. I care is over here. In the middle, you have apathy. I don't care. I don't like it. I don't dislike it. I have no feelings. And then on the other side, you have, I don't like it, I dislike it, right? So on a spectrum, apathy is in the middle. I don't like it or dislike it. I don't have good feelings or bad feelings. I have no feelings. I don't care, okay? Right, sympathy is a feeling of sadness for someone else's misfortune because the word sim means together. Okay, so together you feel, right? They're sad, you also feel sad with them, right? So when someone dies, like if your mother's best friend dies, right, then maybe you will send a sympathy card to your mother. right? And you'll say, I'm sorry for your loss. And you know that this person meant a lot to your mom, so it means a lot to you. That's sympathy. Okay, and then we also have empathy. Empathy and sympathy are similar, but not the same. Empathy means feeling in. So M means inside. So in this case, empathy, empathia, meaning passion, a state of emotion. So let's see, wait a minute. Wait. So the difference between empathy and sympathy is more about showing compassion and understanding towards someone, and sympathy is more about sharing the same bad feeling that they have. So if they're sad, then you feel sad with them, right? It's like feeling pity in a way, okay? Yeah, so sympathy is more close to pity. Empathy is more close to compassion. Okay? Sadak, you can say, don't be apathetic. Don't be apathetic. If you're apathetic, something bad will happen. Right? Don't be apathetic. Yes, I am an English teacher. Okay, we're almost finished with our words for today. Let's go finish the last few words. Now we have 3 more words. Corroborate. Corroborate. It's a verb. To corroborate is a verb that means to confirm or make more certain. To corroborate. Okay? To corroborate, means together, and roborare means to make strong. Okay? So corroborate means together I make your argument stronger. Right? So if one guy says, excuse me, if one guy says, he killed the man. He killed the man. He did it. Okay? We'll say the doctor. The doctor killed the man. He did it. The doctor killed the man. And then another person says, yes, the doctor killed the man. I also think the doctor killed the man. I saw him do it. That's corroboration. Corroboration means it makes one person has an idea or a belief, and another person has some information or evidence that supports that. It corroborates it. It makes it more certain. It confirms it. Okay? To corroborate. He corroborated what I had said. Good. Experimental evidence corroborates these results. Corroborates. Okay, then I corroborated Mohan, you could say, I wanted to corroborate what he said, so I supported his argument. Okay? The criminal is finally corroborating with the police. You could say the criminal is finally corroborating what the police believe. Okay, but you wouldn't say corroborating with the police. You would say corroborating the beliefs of the police. Right? They believe something happened. He knows it happened. He was there. He's one of the criminals, right? So maybe you have a bunch of bank robbers, right? And they robbed the bank, but 3 of them are not talking, but one of them is, right? And so the one guy who's talking, he can corroborate what the police believe. He can say, yeah, that's what we did. We came in and we robbed them. Okay? To confirm, that's right, to confirm. To corroborate. Asher, you want baby English words? Those are easy to find online. Okay? I don't generally teach baby English words because I think that you can do that. You're not a baby. If you're not a baby, then you can teach yourself baby things. So you should do it. Okay? Let's see. She denied tampering with the criminal case, but a witness could corroborate that she did so. Good. Very good. All right. The scientist was able to corroborate his hypothesis with data gathered from multiple sources. Okay. His attitude corroborates his volatile. That's an unfinished sentence, Law. You could say his attitude corroborates. You could say his attitude corroborates their belief that he's lazy. You could say his attitude corroborates their belief that he's dumb, right? Or evil. Okay? Volatility is the noun, yeah. Okay, so to corroborate, to confirm, to make more certain, okay? And the word corroborate means, means together, and roborare means to make stronger. So together, this thing makes something else stronger. It corroborates the argument, okay? The corroborate of my family has always been important to me. Can't do it that way, Naz. You can say, let me think. You could say, I would never hesitate to corroborate something that would save my family. That's a little hard, a little strained, but I don't think that's a great way to use the word. And again, to confirm, if you say the confirm of my family, that doesn't make sense. Right? So, you could say the corroboration of my family has always been important to me, but even that feels awkward. I feel like the word corroboration is not a very good way. I think the word you're looking for is just the support. The support of my family has always been important to me. Okay? The evidence corroborates the police's suspicions. Yeah. So the evidence corroborates the police's, with an apostrophe S, right, for possession, and suspicions. Or you could say suspicion, but I think it's better to say plural, since police is usually more than one person, right? It's a plural form. Okay, hello, Belen. All right, so good. We got corroborate now. Let's go to the next word, ephemeral. Ephemeral. Ephemeral is an adjective that means lasting for a very short time. It's a very formal and complicated word, complex word, advanced word that just means it lasts a short time. It's a very short time. Okay? An ephemeral moment of victory may last mere seconds, but it can remain as a triumphant memory for decades. You could say the summertime felt ephemeral. This summer felt ephemeral. Okay? So, ephemeral means it only lasted for a very short time. Okay? It's something that was only a very short time. I had sudden feelings of anger, but the emotions were ephemeral. Okay, I had sudden feelings of anger, but it was ephemeral. It only lasted a short time. I was only angry for a short time. Okay, can it be transitory? Yes, I think yes. Nat says the social survey results have strongly corroborated the hypothesis. Yes, good. Unfortunately, it only breathed for an ephemeral time. Wait a minute. Let me think about how I'm going to answer this one. Let me look at the word. Wait a minute. Ooh, how about that? That's funny. The original meaning of the word ephemera means a fever. The word ephemera actually means a fever. It was the original medical term for fever. Ephemera used to mean fever that lasted only one day. So a fever that lasts only one day is a very short time. Okay? And that comes from the Greek word ephemeros, which means for the day. All right? So the original word has two interesting meanings. One is the Latin meaning, which means fever, like one-day fever. And then the Greek word means lasting only one day. Okay? Now, when do we use this word? We use this word usually metaphorically and figuratively, not so much literally. Okay? So, if I say, right, so Afzal said ephemeral beauty. Fashions are ephemeral, right? Because fashions are like choices, so that's not like a tangible thing. But Mohammed said the ephemeral surge of stock market trapped thousands of retail investors. See, now I would not use the word ephemeral to talk about the stock market because the stock market is tangible, it's real. Okay? So we usually use the word ephemeral when we're talking about intangible things, not real things, right? Or poetic. Intangible or poetic things. Okay? Intangible or poetic things. That's the word ephemeral. Okay? But that's really interesting. The original meaning is one-day fever. All right, and then finally we're gonna end with the last word is my favorite word, laconic. Laconic means it's an adjective, and it means using few words. He is laconic. So, if you meet a laconic person, you will say, you'll say, "Nice to meet you. My name is Mark. How are you today?" And they'll say, "Fine." And you'll say, "Oh, that's good. And what are you doing right now? Are you off to the post office? Are you going to work? Are you going to get some lunch? What are you doing right now?" And they will say, "Nothing." They'll say, "I'm doing nothing." And then you will say, "Oh, you're doing nothing? Well, then maybe you'd like to go get some lunch with me." And they will say, "Okay." Or they will say, "Not right now." Or they will say, "No, thank you." Okay, it's not just concise. It's not just concise. And it's not just brief and to the point. I feel like laconic is more like, almost like you just don't like talking. Yeah, it's like the opposite of talkative. All right, so when you're a laconic person, it means that when, somebody's trying to interview you, they're trying to interview you, and every answer you give is only one word. That's laconic. Okay? Like, I always think of like an old cowboy. I think of an old cowboy, right? If you talk to an old cowboy, is he very talkative? No, he's quiet. He only says a couple of words. Okay, sure, howdy, no, yes, good. Just laconic. Everything is just very few words. So the meaning of the word originally comes from the word Laconius, or of Laconia. Laconia was a city in Greece. Oh, this is interesting. Wait a minute. Let me read a little more. Oh, that's interesting. So, do you guys know who the Spartans are? Have you guys ever heard of the Spartans? Sparta? Do you guys know Sparta? The Greek city of Sparta? Right? The Spartans. The Spartans were famous for being laconic. They were famous for only saying a few words. All right? Now, there's a story. The story is about another city nearby. There was another city called Laconia near Sparta. And Laconia had an argument. The Greek cities used to fight a lot. All the Greek city-states, they used to fight a lot. And Laconia, there was one guy who said, if I enter Laconia, I will raise Sparta to the ground. And he means, if I come to Laconia, I will destroy it. I will destroy it. And the Spartans replied with only one word. They said, if. So the guy threatened him. He said, if I come there, I'm going to destroy this place. And their reply was only one word. They said, if you come here. Right? That's laconic. That's laconic, okay? So they said, if I come here, I'm going to kill you. If. Okay, that's laconic. Okay? Yeah, Miriam, again, laconic. I feel like laconic is more than to the point. Succinct is to the point. Succinct. That's a good word that means using few words and being to the point. But laconic is more like almost aggressively not using language, right? Like you almost aggressively don't want to answer with a big answer. You always try to make every answer as short as possible, not because you're concise, not because you're efficient. It's almost just because, like, it's kind of like it's like an antisocial thing. In my opinion, I feel like being laconic is a little bit antisocial. Okay. So being talkative is we usually think being talkative is kind of social behavior. He's very talkative. So laconic is like the opposite of that, right? A talkative person is an extrovert. A laconic person is an introvert. Okay. Showing a hard attitude? Kind of. Yeah, a little bit. Like I said, think of a cowboy. Have you ever imagined a talkative cowboy? No. When you see cowboys in the movie, they are always laconic. Okay? As we grow older, we become more laconic in our speech, choosing our words more carefully and speaking only when necessary. Hopefully, but I don't know if that's true for everyone. His laconic reply makes me want to be loquacious by contrast. Good. His laconic reply suggested a lack of interest in the topic. Good. It also depends on who we talk to. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You might be laconic because you don't like that person. Right? So maybe you're a talkative person, but you really don't like this one guy. So whenever he's around, you are laconic. It's like, in that case, Amir, we would call that giving someone the cold shoulder. The idiom would be giving them the cold shoulder. Right? To be laconic kind of is a bit of a cold behavior. Okay? Sometimes it's not meant to be. I think sometimes people who are laconic don't mean to be rude. I think they just are very quiet people who don't like to talk a lot. Okay? But occasionally, to be laconic is something you do because you don't like somebody. Okay? Or you don't like the topic. Okay? Ignoring is different. To ignore means to not pay attention to at all. Right? You're standing here in front of me and you're talking to me and I'm ignoring you. That's very different. To ignore means not to pay attention to. Ignore is related to the word ignorant. To be ignorant means to have no knowledge of something, to be unaware of something. So to ignore someone is to be unaware of their presence. I'm ignoring you. I'm unaware that you are there. Okay? Almost all teen siblings tend to give a laconic replies when you try to chat with them. Yeah, that's pretty true. Yeah. Teens are like that. I'm laconic until our vibes match. You could use it that way. Yeah. Okay. All right, good, guys. So we just did another 10 words today. So the words we did today, let's review. The first word we did today was capricious. Capricious means that you change your feelings or your moods too often. You're capricious. Okay, I like it. I don't like it. I like it. I don't like it. I love this class. I hate this class. I love this class. I hate this class. Capricious. Right? If your boss comes in one day and says, you guys are the best workers ever, and the next day your boss comes in and says, I hate you guys. You're lazy. It's capricious. Okay? And engender. Engender meaning to give birth to create, to cause, to produce. Right? So it engendered a spirit of something. It engendered controversy. It engendered an attitude. It caused. Okay? Homogeneous or homogeneous means the same. Okay? My country is not homogeneous. It's not all the same people. It's many different people. Loquacious means you talk a lot. Teacher Mark is a very loquacious man. So sue me. I am when I'm teaching. I'm quite loquacious. Actually, I think that's true. When I'm teaching, I'm quite loquacious. But the truth is, if I'm not teaching and I'm by myself, there are times when I'm quite laconic. Okay, then we have pragmatic. Pragmatic means reasonable, logical. To do pragmatic things is to use reason, to use logic to make your decisions. Okay, to be a pragmatist is a person who makes decisions based on reason and logic is a pragmatist. Okay, volatile means extremely easily changed rapidly and unpredictably, and usually it's a word that means something potentially bad. Right? This is a volatile situation, means a situation that could explode at any time. Okay? Apathy means I don't care. Apathy is in the middle. It means I have no feelings, good or bad, about this thing. I have no feelings at all. Apathy. A meaning not, pathos meaning feeling. So I have no feelings about this. Apathy. Corroborate means to make an argument stronger. To corroborate something means I can corroborate what he said, means I can support what he said, and I have more evidence to make his argument stronger. Right? So he said that the doctor did it, and I saw the doctor do it, so I can corroborate what he did. Okay? Ephemeral means lasting a very short time. Okay? The ephemeral summer. Fall is here and summer felt ephemeral. Okay, it's like a poetic word that means lasting only a very short time. Okay, it's a poetic, figurative term. I feel like. Okay, usually we're talking about a moment. It's usually a moment that's poetic somehow. Okay, and then finally laconic. To use very few words. To use very few words is laconic. Is it only used with fever or which word, Amir? You mean ephemeral? Ephemeral, no. The original meaning of the word ephemeral in Latin, the word ephemeral meant a fever that lasts only one day. When you have a fever for just one day and the next day you're fine, that's an ephemeral fever. It lasted only one day. Before the Latin word, there was the Greek word, and the Greek word, it just means for one day. The Greek word ephemeral means for one day. So an ephemeral thing means something that lasts only a very short time, like one day, like a one-day fever. Okay? And, I think the fever word is the perfect way to think about it, because when you have a fever, how do you feel? Kind of like things are not real, right? When you have a really bad fever, you can't think well, and maybe you have some weird dreams. It's almost like a fantasy. It's almost like a fantasy. When you have a fever, you have fever dreams. They call them fever dreams, right? You have weird dreams, like something crazy. Right? So an ephemeral moment is like that. It's like a fever dream that happened. Like, oh, wow, it was something crazy that happened, but then it's gone. Okay? It's something interesting that happened, but then it's gone. It's ephemeral. Like a fever. Okay? All right, guys. That's going to be it for me today. It's been an hour and a half. But I hope that was valuable. I hope you guys learned something. Oh, good Lord. I missed the comments over here in YouTube again. Hello, Think Differently. Let's see. Hello, Maria. Are the prepositions usually with and of? For which word? Think differently. Which word? Oh, I think differently. That's you, Amir, isn't it? Oh, yeah, that's you. Okay, right. So which prepositions were you asking about? For which word? You can't get the subtle difference between ramifications and repercussions. Okay, let me think about that for just a moment. Ramifications versus repercussions. Okay. Wait a minute. Okay, so here's the difference between ramifications and repercussions. Ramification comes from the Latin word that means to branch off. To branch off, right? So one thing happens and then two other things happen, and then two other things happen, and two other things happen, and two other things happen. They branch off, right? So the ramifications of something means the results that cause these other things to happen. Okay? Repercussions is different. Re means again, and percuss means to hit. So the original meaning of repercussion means to push back someone, to push back with, like, you're constantly hitting them until they go back, right? To hit again and again, right? So repercussions means punishments, right? The resulting punishment is a repercussion, right? The resulting damage, the resulting punishment, the resulting negativity, those are repercussions, okay? And it means the things that hit you again and again and again, all right? They beat you back. They push you back. They're repercussions. Right? So if I say, if you cheat on my test, there will be serious repercussions. That means if you do this, I'm going to beat you back until you don't do it again. Okay? So ramifications means something happened and now a bunch of other decisions, a bunch of other causes, a bunch of other things, results happened. Repercussions means if you do this, there will be a punishment of hitting you back to teach you your lesson. Okay? See, that's why I love etymology, because the best way to find the difference between those words was for me to look at the original meaning. And ramify means branch out, to make branches. Okay? To make branches of something is to ramify, to ramifications. This means like the resulting actions, the resulting multiple actions, okay? They're similar to aftermath, yeah, aftermath, ripple effect, kind of. Ripple effect is when you drop something in the water and then there's a ripple that outwardly goes, right? And it goes all the way to the entirety of the pond or the water, right? That's the ripple effect. So they're similar, but I wouldn't say they're the same. Okay? Yeah. Butterfly effect, ripple effect, ramifications. So the ripple effect is a kind of ramification. Right? So you drop something here and then the resulting things. What's the ramifications of dropping a penny in a pond? There will be a concentric wave of water. Okay? On the other hand, if you use the word, what are the repercussions for dropping Teacher Mark's money in the water? Teacher Mark will be mad and punish you. Okay? Now, Miriam, I do think that there are times when people use those words interchangeably, and I think that they want them to mean the same thing. So sometimes people might say, you better not cheat or there will be serious ramifications. Or you better not cheat or there will be serious repercussions. They mean the same thing, or they intend them to mean the same thing, but they are slightly different. Okay? Could I give a figurative example for them in the context of an economy and environment? Let's see. Sure. Yeah. So with like the stock market, every time Donald Trump opens his big mouth about the economy, there are serious ramifications. It causes many things to happen. Many branches of decisions happen. Okay? And there should be serious repercussions for doing that. There should be serious repercussions when a president deliberately tries to manipulate a market because he's chaotic. Yeah, big mouth, exactly. Yeah. So the ramifications of him having a big mouth is the market is volatile. Okay? The repercussions are usually nothing. There is no repercussions, but there should be. Okay? So that's the difference between ramifications and repercussions. Ramifications means something that caused a series of other actions, right? Like when somebody, like the president says something economically and the economy, the stock market changes, that's a ramification. But if someone punishes him for it, that would be the repercussions. Yes, it means like punishment. Percuss, guys. The word percussion. Guess what? You are looking at a percussionist right now. I am a percussionist. Do you guys know what is a percussionist? What is a percussionist? It means future decisions, Miriam. I am a drummer. That is a percussionist. That's right, David. Yeah. A percussionist is a drummer. To percuss means to hit. I hit things. A percussionist is a drummer. They hit things. Okay? That's my job. I'm a percussionist. So repercussions. Re means again. Percussion means to hit. So repercussion means you do it, I'm going to hit you again. If you do it, I'm going to hit you again. Repercussion. Again, hit. Okay? That's the best way to know the difference. All right? Okay. Okay, guys. I'm going to go have some lunch. I'll talk to you guys next time. I think I will be back for another live stream probably later this evening. Okay, so if you live in China, maybe in the morning, I might be online again for another live stream. Okay? The word was corroborate for, corroborate with and corroborate. What was your other? With and of. Corroborate, to corroborate, let's see, his story. He corroborated what they did. Let me think. With corroboration, to corroborate. I think with and to are usually the prepositions used with corroborate. Okay? Corroborate something with, corroborate something for, corroborate something about, corroborate something to, right? I want him to corroborate my decision to blah, 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 right? To make sure it was the right thing, right? Okay? Am I married? No, I am not. I'm a single man. Okay, guys, time for me to go. I'll see you guys next time, okay? Make sure you follow me. There's my YouTube. There's my website. If you want private lessons with me, I teach private lessons if you pay me. So if you think I'm helpful now, I'm much more helpful if I have a one-on-one lesson with you. Okay, you can buy one lesson from me, and I promise you I will help you. There are some teachers you need to study with forever to get help from them. And you can study with me for a long time, and I will help you a lot. But you can also just get one lesson from me. And if you get one lesson from me, I promise you, I will give you at least a few tips that you haven't heard before. Okay, I will give you at least a few tips that you haven't heard before. How much do lessons cost? If you buy only one, I can't remember. My lesson prices just went up this year. I believe it's $40 US for 1 hour, or I think it's 40 an hour, 20 a half an hour. But check my website. I can't remember what it got switched to. Okay. AFIECEnglish.com. Okay? I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. Take care. See ya. Sayonara. Adios. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.